It's been described as Little Mogadishu. Located east of Nairobi's central business district, Eastleigh is home to thousands of Somali immigrants. Now, many of them are scared. 20-year-old clothes trader Abdi Sharif has lived here for 5 years. He's uncertain of what the future holds, and with good reason. Eastleigh has become a prime target for police, determined to drive the refugees from Nairobi. Hundreds have been arrested here this week.
I am very scared. Every night, police raid our homes. Some of my colleagues have been detained.
This woman, too frightened to show her face, says even those who decide to return to the camps face harassment. They tell us to leave, she says, but at the roadblocks, they still detain us unless you bribe them. But it's not just illegal aliens and refugees who are being targeted in these crackdowns. Kenyan Somalis say that they've also become targets by virtue of their Somali heritage. The suburbs' commercial sector is dominated by Kenyan Somalis. They have identification documents proving they are Kenyans, but say they too have been arrested.
I was detained and taken to the police station, yet I am a Kenyan and I was not released until 2 a.m.
I was arrested despite the fact that I have an ID. Even the person who came to bail me out was detained because he is of Somali origin.
It's this incident last Sunday that's prompted the crackdown. 6 people shot dead in a church near the coastal city of Mombasa. No one's yet claimed responsibility. But days later, Interior Minister Joseph Olelenku ordered Kenya's 50,000 Somali refugees into camps. Kenyan Somalis say they have nothing to do with the attacks. And many question why their leaders are not speaking up for them.
In fact, we have the majority leader who is from the community, in the National Assembly, is from the Somali community. And we are yet to see him talk these things in the way we feel as a community, as a Somali community.
The government has tried the banishment order before, but was blocked by a court. This time, the police are determined to push the order through, and the refugees out. Robert Magilla, CCTV, Nairobi, Kenya.
Well, let's get more discussion now on this development inside Kenya. And I'm joined here in studio by Solomon Wasia Masitsa, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya attached to Kituo cha Sheria, a legal aid non-governmental organization which last year won a case against the state after a similar directive was issued. Solomon, thank you very much for joining us here. Now, what's your reaction, though, to this latest directive by the Kenya government that all Somali refugees should return to their designated camps?
Thank you, Beatrice. You'll find that the directive is as illegal as the one that was issued by the government on the 18th of December 2012. It is as arbitrary as the same directive that was quashed by the court last year, and it has gotten everyone with a lot of shock, and everyone is surprised that the same government whose directive was quashed virtually 8 months ago can go ahead and issue a similar directive without considering the dispositions of the judgment of the High Court.
Well, but the government is literally concerned about its security situation inside its borders.
Sure, that is what the same directive that was quashed last year was talking about. The circumstances have not changed. This directive follows the violence and the killings that were committed in Mombasa on last Sunday. Just like the directive of 2012 that was issued after a series of improvised explosive devices that went off in Eastleigh, Nairobi. To me, nothing has really changed. It is only the timing, and the court was very much clear that the government failed to establish a nexus between refugee presence and national insecurity. So basically, this is, in my view, a violation of court order.
Well, the court had made certain rulings. Can this directive, though, be challenged again?
Yeah, this directive is challengeable in court, just like the previous one. And if you asked me, this directive constitutes contempt of court, in the sense that it is just repeating what the court quashed and what the court actually set out to be illegal, to be discriminatory, to be unfair. And nothing has really changed in my view. So it is just just a projection of an illegality by a government that does not want to obey the law.
Well, Kenya is also looking towards repatriating, Somali refugees back to Somalia. What does the Kenyan law, though, say, or the Kenyan constitution, what does it say about the rights and freedoms of refugees within its borders?
First of all, is noteworthy that Kenya is a member of the international community. And Kenya, as in that capacity, is a signatory to a number of international and regional legal instruments. And when we come to the Kenyan constitution, Articles 2, 5, and 6 of the constitution are very clear. Article 2.5 states that international principles of international law shall form part of Kenyan law. The same article at sub-article 6 talks about all treaties and conventions to which Kenya is a signatory shall form part of Kenyan law. Kenya has signed and ratified the 1951 convention. It has ratified the 1967 protocol to that convention. It also ratified the 1969 convention, the popularly known as the OAU convention. And it goes ahead to enact a Refugees Act, which is a domestication of all these conventions, the Refugees Act 2006. Under Section 16 of that act, it says that refugees will be entitled to rights which are contained in international law or international conventions to which Kenya is a party. Now, what does that mean? It means that Kenya has actually accepted the obligations that fall on its shoulders by dint of international law. And the same Refugees Act that I refer to talks in Section 6 and 7, it exposes the principle that any policy that shall be formulated by the Commissioner for Refugee Affairs shall be in accordance with international standards. Clearly, the directive to forcefully push refugees to the camps do not fall within international standards.
All right, yes. Solomon Masitsa, we'll leave it there for the moment, but thank you for coming in here to talk to us on Africa Live.